Hey, this is Heidi Dawson. If you love all things health and wellness and style of any kind, hang out here with me each week. I'm obsessed with never-ending improvement, and it's all in an effort to help each one of us live a wildly successful lifestyle. Subscribe today so you don't miss a thing. Hi guys, welcome to episode 145 of the Wildly Successful Lifestyle Podcast. So I'm almost halfway through my feng shui course. If you've been listening for a while, you know that I'm doing a feng shui course online, which I love. But let me tell you, just like everything in life, you have to take what works for you and leave behind what doesn't. Otherwise, you're going to drive yourself crazy. So that's what I'm doing with this course. I love understanding not only how we affect our space, but mainly how our spaces really affect us. We're all so busy. I mean, some of you I know have children, some work 2 jobs, some are caring for elderly parents or in school themselves. Maybe even all of that combined. Whatever it is though, our home should be a place we look forward to. Bottom line, you deserve to have that. Now, we're in a huge renovation right now. You probably know that too. And I got to tell you, sometimes I don't want to be in this house. And I love my house, but I don't want to feel that way. And right now, I really understand how a chaotic environment can affect us. It is so important for our space to be a place of respite or refuge. But more than that, the way we live in our home actually affects our habits. Sometimes we're working against ourselves and we don't even know it. So how do we start to make sure that our house is supporting us? And this isn't just la la land stuff. It's things we can do easily that maybe we didn't realize was a big deal, but subconsciously, it's a big deal. So I thought I'd list a few quick things that may spark an idea for something you can do quickly to make a big difference. Now, I never really realized how major the front door is. I mean, innately, you kind of know it should look great, but did you realize it's a huge deal? Do you use it regularly? That's a big question. Some people never use their front door, and it shows. Do you have plants to welcome you home or welcome your guests in? Are those plants alive? That's kind of a big deal too. I recently had my evergreens start turning brown, which I kind of wanted to ignore at first because I didn't want to have to go through the whole thing of replacing them. And then of course, after reading this and the downsides of letting that kind of energy hang out, not to mention the toll it takes on my own energy because I'm having to constantly think about changing them. Why not just let them go? It's better to have nothing than to have dead plants. So I just did that. And now I have these big planters with nothing in them. And that isn't so bad for a minute. Okay, how about the welcome mat? Is it clean and not worn out? Is the door actually working and freshly painted? You know, it's so many people, like I said, don't use their front door because they may go in through their garage. And I've seen that many times where the front door kind of seems dormant. It does make the house feel off somehow. The front door is the mouth of your home. It has to breathe. So if it's not welcoming you home, that's usually a pretty easy fix. Something to think about. Okay, this next one's huge. Clean windows. And this alone can change the way you feel about your entire house. If you don't want to pay someone to do it, you can go to Lowe's and get that Windex bottle thing that attaches to your water hose, and voila. It's quick and easy and really makes a huge difference in your home. All right, so how about clutter? And let's just not take on the whole house. Let's just start with your main point of entry for your family. Is it off the garage maybe? It's that space that you walk in immediately. You use all the time. Maybe it's off the garage. Maybe it's your front door. Did you know that having clutter in your immediate entry actually encourages bad behavior? Okay, not really bad behavior, but it does tell your brain that it's okay to drop things here and keep going because, well, that's what you've been doing. When your space is clutter-free and organized, think about it. You don't want to mess it up by unloading everything and just leaving it. So you're actually encouraging and maybe even creating new habits by organizing your point of entry. Just doing this one thing could create a new habit without you even knowing it. One last thing, and I know I like to talk about this, but if you have little things that you've started to ignore that can be easily fixed, like crooked pictures, burned out light bulbs, piled up mail or clothes, or dead plants or flowers. These subconsciously take a really big toll on not just you, but everyone in the house. My husband had a shirt that a button popped off, and I think it was on the chair in our room for about 3 weeks before my brain actually saw it. And was like, what in the world? Why have I not done something with this? So I took it this week and it made me feel really good. And guess what? It took about 5 minutes of my time, literally. Pretty sure I'd been looking at it for 3 weeks, but I'd gotten used to seeing it. You know how that goes. So take a fresh look around in a state of awareness, because so often we stop seeing things because we're living sometimes on autopilot, but our subconscious doesn't stop seeing them, and that messes with us. That fresh look with an awareness may be just what you need for just a little win this week. By the way, your environment is more than your home. It's your car, your office. It's the food you eat and the things you drink. It's the body. There's more to it than even that, but those are the main ones we control. These are all sort of shaping us into who we are, and they kind of spill over into each other. So how's that going? If you did what you're currently doing, in 5 years, are you going to be healthier, happier, and more relaxed? Is your home and car going to be in great shape because you maintain it well? I read one article that says to name your home because it makes it come to life, and it makes it where you view it as something you care about. So like our house, we could call it the Dawson Cottage, which I kind of like. But we all do care about our home, but sometimes we neglect it and it shows. Now, our environment influences us more than we realize. And being wildly successful does not mean you have to live in a gigantic home on a beach somewhere. It means being the best version of you that you can possibly imagine, and making your home a place you love coming home to. Your office a place you look forward to, and your body a place that you cherish. My challenge to you this week is to take a fresh look at your environment, your home, your office, your car, and your body. Take a fresh look with awareness. Are you neglecting any of them? Pick one thing in that area that you'll do this week to show that space you care. For your home, maybe you quickly declutter your point of entry. For your office, maybe you just add a green plant. It'll be different for each one of us, but you probably already know in the back of your mind what it is you need to do, and this just may be the cue that it's time to do it. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you in a few days. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends, because we're just going to keep going bigger and better places together, and I love that about us. Talk to you in a few days.